The security guard looked at my estranged family and asked the question that shattered everything. "I'm sorry, who exactly are you here to see?" They had no idea I owned the mansion they were standing in. After a decade of being invisible, I was about to make them disappear. The security guard's voice cut through the marble foyer like a blade. "Excuse me, who exactly are you here to visit today?" The silence that followed was deafening. My cousin Sarah, still wearing those discount sandals, stared at the pristine floor as if it had personally offended her. My Uncle Marcus cleared his throat nervously. My Aunt Linda blinked repeatedly, pretending she hadn't heard the question clearly. From my glass office overlooking the entrance, I watched every uncomfortable second unfold. Crystal wine glass in hand, custom-tailored suit fitting perfectly. I wore the kind of smile that could freeze blood. After 10 long years of being erased from family photos, blocked from group chats, and treated like a ghost at my own father's funeral, they had the audacity to walk into my private estate like they still controlled the story. The last family gathering I attended was during the Obama administration. Nobody said it directly, but when Dad passed away, I became the family's uncomfortable truth. Too introverted, too ambitious, too different from their small-town expectations. When I finally gathered the courage to share my truth about my sexuality, hoping for just one person to say, "That's okay," they performed the most elegant disappearing act I'd ever witnessed. No phone calls checking if I was alive. No text messages on birthdays. No invitation to Christmas dinner. For an entire decade, I survived on a diet of rejection and learned to smile while swallowing broken glass. But here's what they didn't realize. I wasn't just surviving. I was building an empire. I constructed my success like a masterpiece of revenge. The same garage they once mocked as unrealistic became the birthplace of a tech startup that sold for 9 figures. With that fortune, I purchased this oceanfront mansion in their favorite vacation destination and never mentioned it to a single relative. Same coastline, infinitely better view. They never asked about my achievements. They observed from their social media bubbles, assuming I remained the same defeated kid with no backbone. So when this year's massive family reunion was being planned, naturally, I wasn't included in the group planning chat. But destiny has a twisted sense of humor. Their chosen venue mysteriously became fully booked. Every decent location within 100 miles was suddenly unavailable. What they didn't know was that I had strategically reserved the waterfront mansion, a luxury yacht for overflow guests, and the ballroom of the region's only 5-star resort through various shell companies. Then came the desperate messages. "Hey stranger, you still live near the coast?" I let dozens of texts accumulate, unread and unanswered, until 24 hours before their reunion, when I sent one group message. "My home is available. Bring swimwear." No apologies necessary. Just pure strategy. They arrived wearing matching t-shirts. Family Reunion 2025. Blood makes us related. Love makes us family. Absolutely precious. What they didn't expect was my security team's specific instructions. Be courteous, professional, and verify every guest's invitation status. Naturally, none of their names appeared on any list. I observed their growing panic from above. Finally, my sister Emma spoke up. The same person who hadn't contacted me since 2018. "We're visiting Daniel. He said we could use his place." The guard consulted his tablet thoughtfully. "Daniel Richardson, the estate owner." She nodded as if we shared DNA and a relationship. "Mr. Richardson owns this property. May I inquire about your connection to him?" Her mouth opened and closed like a confused fish. That exact moment, I watched the family's confidence crumble completely. I descended the grand staircase slowly, deliberately, letting each step echo through the silent foyer. The entire room fell under a spell of stunned recognition. Then I smiled. Small, controlled, absolutely lethal. "Allow them entry," I instructed the guard calmly. "They've traveled quite a distance." My mother's eyes filled with tears. She smiled like she'd discovered buried treasure. "Danny, sweetheart. It's Daniel now," I corrected, walking past her without stopping. We're using proper names today. I permitted them to enjoy the infinity pool, sample wine they couldn't afford, devour catered lobster they never paid for, and pose for Instagram photos in front of property they'd never own. After sunset painted the sky golden, I tapped my crystal glass for attention. I'd like to share some thoughts. They gathered expectantly, hoping for gratitude or forgiveness. Instead, they received unfiltered truth. For 10 years I was invisible to this family. Not because I abandoned you, but because my existence made you uncomfortable. I scanned each guilty face. Not one phone call when Dad died. Not one congratulations when my company launched. Not one attempt to include me in your lives. Sarah avoided eye contact. Emma fidgeted nervously. Yet here you stand in my home, eating my food, wearing friendship bracelets with my initials. This isn't a family reunion. I stepped closer. This is a memorial service for the version of me who needed your acceptance. My mother whispered my name. I raised my hand to stop her. This isn't about anger. It's about clarity. You didn't lose touch accidentally. You chose to let go. And I finally stopped waiting for you to reach back. I raised my glass one final time. So enjoy tonight. The photographs, the laughter, the borrowed luxury. Because after you leave, this door closes permanently. I walked away before anyone could respond, leaving them surrounded by lights they didn't install under a roof they didn't help build. As they filed out in defeated silence, the security guard asked each departing guest once more, "Who were you here to see tonight?" Not a single person answered. Not one. From my bedroom window, I watched their cars disappear into the darkness. No tears, no rage. Just that same calm, victorious smile that had carried me through 10 years of rebuilding myself from their ashes.